Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today I thought I'd show you how to make some simple stencils for using with your gel plate. This is a very simple video. This is like the easiest way you can do this. I've got a couple of materials that I like to use, but you can also use something as simple as even just a piece of copy paper or cardstock as well, depending on how many times you want to use your stencil. Different materials will hold up differently and give you a different like lifetime of the stencil. So I really like using these index dividers. These are just from the dollar store. I get like, I think there's 8 in a package for $1.25. These are great. I use them all the time actually with my Cameo as well. They're just like a poly material that holds up really well, and you can, you know, cut it really easily, and it works really great. The other thing you might use is a paper called Tyvek. This is actually it's a material that they use in construction. They use it for making a moisture barrier between the outside and the inside of your house. So they don't use a package like this because they have, you know, bigger pieces, probably rolls and that sort of thing. But for crafters, this is pretty perfect. The great thing about Tyvek is that it's actually it's like a, I don't think it's a fiber exactly. It's a plastic, but it doesn't tear. Like, you can't rip it. Like, it takes a lot to actually do some damage to this paper. So it's stronger than it looks, and it's thin, and that's really useful when making stencils. So I'm going to make one stencil out of each material and show you how that goes. So if you want to draw something, you can. I would be very careful of using anything water soluble if you're using it for a stencil, because as soon as you put acrylic paint on it or water, it will actually bleed, and that might influence the colors in your artwork. So we're just going to use a pencil. We can erase it if we need to, but we probably won't even need to. Let's just draw something here. I'm going to draw a flower just with a simple shapes. You can't even probably see my pencil, but that's okay. I don't want to put too many dents in the material, because that will sometimes transfer when you use your stencil, and it'll pick up the paint kind of differently. So we're just going to cut this out. I use a smaller pair of scissors. Those are pretty big. Okay, so I'm just gonna cut this out. Sometimes when I'm cutting flowers, I like to just kind of do one side of the petals, and then I'll come back around and do the other side. Sometimes it's easier. Kind of cutting it like a pinwheel almost. So I may shake my hand there. That's because I often use a pair of, they must be nail scissors. They're just tiny scissors with a curved end. And so oftentimes when I'm cutting flowers, I would cut out one side with the curve going one way, and then when I turn around to go the other way, I turn the scissors around so I get the curve going in the other direction. Sometimes it just makes things easier. Not with these scissors though. These are pretty big. Okay. So this is just a super simple way to make a stencil. And then I just kind of curve the ends of the petals, or shape the ends however you want to do it. Okay, I don't know if I want to, maybe I'll cut out the little center part. For that, I'm going to use one of my fancy knives. This is just, it's like a X-Acto that you kind of wear on your finger. So it just lets me get really precise cuts. So I'm just kind of taking out what I think would be the center. there we go. I just kind of, oh, you can see the Tyvek, it doesn't rip, so you have to actually cut it for it to break. So you might just have to go over, you know, a few places once again. That's totally fine. Okay, so there's one out of the Tyvek. That's lovely stuff. It feels really nice too. And then I have this, which is the index dividers. What should we make out of this? Let's make a nice big spiral. So for this one, I think I'm going to use my Sharpie, and we're just going to draw a spiral, and then I'm gonna cut it out. Okay, any lines in there that I don't like, I can kind of just round up using the scissors. It's just a pattern for me to follow. It doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, let's get rid of that. You know what? I'm going to start cutting the inside edge, because the less it moves around, the better. And then when I get back over here, I'm going to go back, cut that outside edge again, up to about the same point. It's just stabler that way. You really got to figure out what works for you and ways you can kind of make things easier for yourself. Yeah, it's getting a little unwieldy here. Not sure which one is the I'm just gonna roll this back up so I can see what's what here. Okay, so this is the one I want to keep. This is the one I don't. Okay, let's take that apart. And we'll trim up this edge. Let's see what it looks like. Okay, there's a few places I want to like clean things up, just sharp corners, that sort of thing. Just give me a minute, because I don't care so much about following my pattern exactly, but making a pleasing shape to work with. Okay, and I kind of like this pointy edge, so I'm going to leave that there. All right, so there's a couple of stencils. We got the Tyvek one, and we've got the stencil divider one. You can actually do a lot with these kinds of stencils. Like anything you can do with paper, you could probably do with, for instance, this Tyvek. Let's cut another one. I'm just gonna like fold this, and let's make a little like loopy shape. So I'll just kind of cut out. So I mean, you can make things like, you know, hearts and snowflakes and whatever you like, really. This is a little harder to do with the binder divider material. But that's okay. So, okay, we got another little shape. So, I will make another video pretty soon and show you how to actually use these on the gel plate. So thanks for joining me, and I'll see you soon. Bye.